Jai Baba, everybody. It's time to start the meeting. So let's everybody focus on Mayor Baba. And we are going to now commence our meeting with a short prayer. Janice, could you do the honors, please?
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you. And help us all to hold fast to Baba's daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai Baba, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday session. Before we commence our today's program, we'd like to invite our one and only Lord Meher Baba. Let each one who joins us be as per his will. Let every word spoken be as per his will. And this is not just plain repetition like a parrot, but we sincerely mean it from the bottom of our heart. Baba, please come over and take over the entire proceedings of this meeting. Thank you. To begin with, there is some good news and bad news. The good news is that instead of one speaker, today we'll have how many? One, two, about 10 speakers. And the bad news is that our friend, Mr. Beef Soper, who was to talk today, has taken ill and therefore has excused himself from participating in this meeting. He's a brilliant man, as far as I'm concerned, very quiet. Those of us who know him, very knowledgeable, but at the same time, very quiet, very soft spoken, doesn't talk much. Unfortunately, he couldn't be brought on today. He couldn't come on today because he's down with cold, fever, etc., etc. And in his words, he sounds like a frog. If he were to try to talk, he would sound like a frog. So my contention is that everything happens as per his wish. So for today's this thing, what we will plan, we are planned to do is we are going to throw open this meeting, the session, basically to share the experience of Amartithi for those of us who have been there, if they'd like to be not stingy and share their experiences. And also, if somebody wants to talk about how they came to Meher Baba, etc., anything and everything that could add to the glory of the Lord is what we want on this session. So to begin with, our one and only, my boss, Janice, she will briefly tell us about how she came to Baba and then about her experience at the Amartithi. Incidentally, I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying, but it's one of the most beautiful, heartfelt performance that she gave at the Amartithi program. She sang this Mirabai's bhajan, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो. And the way she did it with such sincere dedication, I was sitting approximately 10 feet away from her, but she didn't notice any of us sitting there. Her focus was entirely on the samadhi, and her view was that she is not here to please the audience. She was doing this performance for her Lord, and she did an excellent job. And I'm sure May Baba must have been very pleased with that. So, without making much ado about all this, I'd like to hand over to Janice to say a few words about how she came to Baba and then about the background of what to, how did this thing come about of her dancing during the Amartithi program. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, everyone. Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai. I let Baba speak through me because he knows my journey and he knows all about me in and out. And to start with, I was born in a Parsi family, and I felt I was always placed near places where Baba had been, had around. I mean, his presence was around either directly or indirectly. And to start with, I have vague memories when I was like, I think around 4 or 5 years old, and we used to live just across this in this Uranwala street, and I just have a vague memory. So that was one place. Then we moved to this place, Bhivandiwala Terrace, which is closer to the central building where initially our center would have been. I think building number 2. Then again, I was at placed. I mean, by faith, I was placed near the center at Navjeevan Society, is where my in-laws' house was, and now at somewhere around Jew. And I feel it's been, it's no coincidence. I feel this is my perception that maybe it's like, Baba has placed me around these places where he had been. Of course, I was not aware of these things, and just lately I realized about all this. And so I was born in a Parsi family, doing our Parsi prayers regularly. I met my husband in college. I mean, we were friends. I married. He was not a Parsi, so I married a Hindu. And then I was also always like, to willing to accept all that the family believed in, my in-laws, and to please them, keep doing whatever they would let me, I mean, want me to do, and would make them happy. And this way, then they would follow Sai Baba. So I did all the pujas, the Hindu culture, everything I did. So in a way, again, I was connected to one of Baba's perfect masters, Sai Baba. And without knowing, so I was not in Baba's fold till then, until 2014 was my first trip. So I heard about Meher Baba through my neighbors during our school days, and that was just, I think I just seen one Baba's photo at my neighbor's house, and they were also Parsis, and Baba with long hair. I don't even remember, but I just have memories of seeing Baba's picture there. And then my younger sister, she started believing in Baba somehow. I really don't know how. Unfortunately, she was down with cancer, and we lost her 12 years back. And so after she passed away, I would keep all her things with me, close to me, because we were very close to each other, my sister and me, Julie. And from her belongings, I found this pic of Baba. I think I've taken a photo and I've kept it on my screen now. So it's an amazing picture, a sketch, and it has the American Aarti at the back. So again, I had no clue what this is and all. Then slowly I got connected with Farzeen, and through Farzeen, I got to know about Baba a little more in detail. And I had done Reiki sessions with her, and she would speak about Baba in every Reiki session and Baba lovers who have amazing experiences and how they got their conviction in Baba. So through that, slowly, gradually, I'll just cut it short. And through that, slowly, gradually, that's how first time I went to Mehrabad with Farzeen and Somit. I call them my angels because they are truly angels in my life and they've always guided me. So the first time I went to the Samadhi, that was August 2014, and remember very well. There was nobody. It was afternoon time. There was nobody at the Samadhi, and suddenly it started slight drizzling. And Somit told me whenever it rains or drizzles in Mehrabad, Baba lovers believe that Baba is happy, and I felt it was such a beautiful environment.
For the showers of grace.
Showers of grace. Thank you, Baba. And I went into the Samadhi. And there was nobody in those days. We could sit in the Samadhi for long. So I sat for a while. Fazeen Swami said, "You can sit inside." So I just sat. I mean, not even knowing what it is, but I just liked the entire, the energy, the atmosphere was amazing. I sat there, and when I bowed down at the Samadhi, I mean, I don't know what to call it, but is it my vision or what to call it? But when I bowed down at the Samadhi, I could literally see, um, behind Samadhi where Baba's pic is, I could see Sai Baba standing on my right, and Meher Baba on my left behind, both dressed in white clothes and both looking at me. And like Sai Baba is gesturing and saying, "Now I hand you over to Meher Baba,"
Really?
with a gesture, like, how we say gesture, like now this. And then both tell me, "Welcome home." And this was so beautiful. Matlab, I did not connect much earlier. Slowly, gradually, my faith in Baba increased. I'm not a reader, and what I do is would want to implement whatever Baba has taught us through messages and through literature. So I don't really read books, but whatever messages we get on our WhatsApp daily forwards, I started reading that. I got myself added to one of Baba's group, and I would read the messages daily on the group, and then try and implement it in my personal life, in my regular life, in my behavior, in my dealings with day to day life. And slowly, gradually, the conviction, you know and then it really increased more. After August, I went for sevas the next year in 2015, and we were allowed to attend that year. And so that year, I don't know, suddenly before the sevas, because I had that strong conviction that I want to be a part of this program. I don't know what it is, and my family is not too open to regular being into traveling and going here and there regularly. But that year something told me strongly that you have to go for this program, and I am going. I didn't know how to travel because I had visited only once with Farzeen and Somit. I didn't know how to travel, I didn't know the way, but I strongly had that belief, even if I don't get a company, I'm going to travel either by train or bus, anyhow, but I am going to be there for Sevas this year. And things, the way it happened, Soman guided me to a friend, a very good friend now, Kanchan, I call her my soul sister. And we met and we had an amazing Baba connection in just a few days, a span of 10 days. And after that, I went for Amartithi, and year after year, I've been going for the Sevas and Amartithi programs. And I would not, get into analyzing how I took him as my God, or how I really started believing that Baba is God. I just take him as my master. And I know he's my constant companion. Whenever I am stuck somewhere, I don't know what to do. I just speak to him within, and the voice that I hear within is the guidance of Baba for me. And I always follow that guidance. And there are a lot of times when we have this conflict. Mind is saying something, but heart is saying something. And there's a very thin line between choosing what to do, what actually is the inner voice. But when I connect to Baba and I just tell him, help, help, and guide, guide, leaving everything to him, he has sailed me through everything. And there have been certain circumstances in life, I won't say bad, but challenging. But today, when I look back, they have made me what I am today, strong. And the strength I get is only from Baba. And had he not been in with me in my life, I don't know how I would have, handled those situations. So that's how I got into Baba. And today, anything that comes my way, anybody tells me this is Baba work, will you do it? I never say no. I say yes. Then I think about like how will I manage? But then I leave it to Baba that I want to do this. If you can help me manage, and he will make things happen, the way it has to. So I think he only sees, Baba only sees our true and real intention. We don't have to justify or keep announcing, our intentions to anybody, because he knows it deeply and silently. So that has been time and again that Baba has given. I'm thankful to Baba for giving me a chance to serve him in some or the other way. So whatever work comes, I never say a no. I just grab the opportunity, and I say yes, I will do it. And then it is done and it is managed. In 2000, during COVID times, suddenly I developed this liking to make creators and get into designing. And I slowly, gradually learned stuff, video editing, designing stuff. And today I would love to do only thing. I mean, I like to do it only for Baba work. So I think he has, I won't say hammered, but polished and polished and polished, and has been teaching me what to do, how to do, how to handle situations, especially with my son Josh. He's a teenager, and how to handle him, because this generation we can't dominate them or we can't dictate them. So every step when there was a challenge, me as a mother to handle my son, Josh, he's a sweetheart though, but of course there's there's a generation gap between them and us. So I can't expect him to come to my level of thinking, but Baba's grace and guidance has helped me to go to his level, understand what he wants, speak to him as a friend, and then deal with him. So there were moments when there was like, I would be frustrated. He's not doing this, Baba. He's not doing this. And till date, as a mother, I keep worrying. And time and again, Baba has been telling me, giving me that assurance that I am taking care. I am taking care. But that mummy in me doesn't stop worrying. December. So I went to Mehrabad in January 2023 for the Amartithi. After that, I could not go. And there was this strong longing and yearning. This time, I would just, in the evenings, I would attend these online aartis and I would just cry and cry and cry. And I'll tell Baba, please make some situation where I can come, because I can't travel too often alone because of some, responsibilities back home. And finally, he gave me a chance in December, where we had been to Shirdi with my family. And I planned that I would go to Samadhi, visit for evening for some hours, and come back home. So Jash and me, we went there. Thanks to Baba, he gave us a chance to be there at the Samadhi, attend the evening prayer and Aarti. I could sing for Baba, and I was so happy. So there again, I got a message, Baba's message, that if you have to worry, worry about how to love me more. And again, this was again, Baba is telling me, don't worry about Josh. I am taking care of him and I am handling everything. So you just worry about how to think of me more and think and love me more. That's it. Don't bother about anything else. And again, so I'm sorry, Baba, but trying my best not to worry. But yeah, I have stopped worrying to quite an extent, because now I'm sure he is there. He is taking care of Jash also and handling him also. And this Amartithi was so beautiful. I mean, this performance of Baba, what I wanted to do for Baba, has been since several years. I love dancing. I can't sing, though I love to sing for Baba, but I sing only for him at the samadhi or programs. But I love dancing more, and I have seen people perform more of a classical dance for Baba. And my forte is not classical, semi-classical, but I had that inner urge to perform for Baba, just to convey what I feel for him and my gratitude for all that he has done for me. So this time, something again, I was so sure that I'm going to perform this Amartithi. I was not scared or nervous, but my only thing was, will I be able to make it in time to Mehrabad when I get my performance slot? But again, Baba knows our intentions. I just applied and he took care of everything. So I chose this bhajan, which is Payo Ji Maine Meher Ratan Dhan Payo. It's a beautiful bhajan sung by a Baba lover from Arangaon. Her name is, I can't recollect her name. I'll tell you her name, but she sang it so beautifully. And the moment I heard that song, she had performed at one of the Amatithis during COVID times. And the moment I heard that song 2, 3 years back, I said, I want to perform on this song for Baba. And this time there was a chance. So I wanted to convey through this. I mean, I can't compare myself to Mirabai's love and devotion, but maybe 1% of that I wanted to convey for Baba. So this was just the, I think, idea Baba gave me, and I just followed it. And today in my regular life, even if I have to go and buy something, like a simple outfit. I was not able to find the Mirabai outfit. My sister went crazy with me. We went hunting. And I just told Baba, you know what I want to perform. You know what is in my mind. Help me find it. And the outfit I found was so apt. Everything went so perfectly. So the point is, today in where I stand, I always take his name and tell him to take over everything and guide. What I also do is, this is my thing, and I would suggest all also to do, when at night, I just keep my mobile or laptop beside me, and through the night, there's a Baba bhajan or a Baba dhun or Meher Chalisa, something or the other keeps playing. With this, I started because I was very scared to stay alone initially. So whenever I would hear Baba's or the bhajan or the dhun, I would get this strength and I would feel I'm secured. Nothing can, So I had my own fears. So I am secured and he's taking care of me. Even when I'm traveling in train, I just keep listening to Baba songs, Baba bhajans, and it's so beautiful. It's in a way, you are taking his name constantly and remembering him constantly. So it's been a beautiful journey, and I just pray to Baba. I mean, I just want to say a million thank you to Baba, and just help me just love him more and more till the very end. And that's it. Uncle. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Baba, for everything. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Thank you, Janice. This lady here is probably less than half my age, but the kind of wisdom she spoke about, that she listens to the Baba's inner voice in her heart, etc., is so profound. When I was her age, I was like a yo-yo. I didn't do any of these sort of things. And to know that this present generation of hers can be so devoted is only his doing and nothing else. This is my firm conviction. Because we keep saying that without his will, not a leaf moves. उनकी मर्जी के बगैर एक पत्ता भी नहीं हिल सकता. We keep saying it very casually. But the more I look at things, the more I'm convinced now that nothing ever happens without his will. Simple as that. Anybody wants to ask any questions to Janice, please go ahead. Here's your time to really grill her with your questions. Go ahead. Archana Grover, go ahead.
Jai Baba. At this juncture, I would like to mention something, Sam, about Janice.
Go ahead.
She is so dedicated, and her love for Baba is really so deep rooted, is something that I have seen in her. You know, I was in a little problem a year ago, perhaps, where I needed help, you know, to digitalize some work that I was doing for Baba. I just had to ask her that, do you know anyone in the Baba family who could help me out with this? And promptly her reply was, may I help you, Archana auntie? I said, oh, nothing like it, but you're so busy. But believe you me, she is doing my work with such dedication despite her tight schedules that honestly, I cannot thank her enough and thank the Baba in her enough. Thank you, Janice, and always remain the way you are. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Archana ji, for giving me this opportunity. I mean, Baba in you definitely, because like I mentioned to Sam Uncle also yesterday, I didn't know how I would manage, but I had the urge to do that in a way, serve. So I think it's all Baba. He helped and he made it happen. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
We have a gentleman here called Anthony Bongiorno. Are you still there, sir? Anthony?
Jai Baba, Sam, yes, I'm still here.
Jai Meher Baba, sir. Would you switch on your audio so that we can all have a look at where you are and what you are? Go ahead. Jai Baba, Anthony. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
When-
You put me on the spot. I was thinking, shall I say something? Shall I not say something? But I guess Baba wants me to say something.
So go ahead. Go right ahead, sir.
What I can tell you at this moment, I had a very, I have to collect my thoughts, and this may not be the time to go into how I came to Baba, though it is a very short story. And I told someone, you know, if I had to give, I hear these extensively wonderful coming to Baba stories, and I think, oh, I could never, that's not really my story. But what I can tell you is that I had a very, I call it an uncanny experience. I come from a Roman Catholic background, and I had this feeling. I had seen a YouTube, a Baba YouTube. I'll come to that at the end. But the first, I'll preface it by saying, when Jesus was on the cross, he looked he looked down and he said to Mary, Mother, behold your son. Then he said, he looked down to his disciples and he said to them, behold your mother. Now, the YouTube was the one where the year before Baba dropped his body on January 31st, 1968.
69.
There was the YouTube where he was leading all the the male mandali to give their Jai Baba to Mira. And I thought, my God, this was Jesus telling them, behold, your mother, Jai Baba.
It's beautiful, Anthony. It's beautiful. May you always keep Baba with you. Or rather, the other way around. May he keep you in his fold and his embrace, loving embrace all the time. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you, sir. Anybody else has any questions? Okay. I'd like to check it. Nagendra Prasad, Jai Baba, आइए. Tell me, sir. Bolo, bolo.
Yeah, I just want to share one small incident happened at Mehrabad during my last visit. So it so happened, I met a Baba lover in Canada in the year 1992. When I was going abroad in the shipping, I was going to Canada and I requested late Eruchi Saab that would you please give one or two references who are living in Canada so that if possible, if Baba permits, I can meet them. So it so happened, Eruch sent one Baba lover name, Mr. Gurudev Singh Chokar from Canada, Prince Rupert City. So my ship landed at Canada in the year 1992, and Dr. Gurudev Chokar has come to all the way to my ship where my ship is berthed, Iranian ship. So he took me to his house and showed the Baba film, gave me dinner, and again dropped me back in the ship. It was in 1992. So later on, I lost touch with him. 1 year ago, I got contact with him through Facebook. Again, we met, and he came to Mehrabad. Was there for 3 months. In the Mehrabad, I met him. I was so happy to meet him after 32 years. Very great lover, Dr. Gurudev Sokar, and he gave some nutrition products also to Miruch Sab, and I gave after coming from Canada, I gave to Miruch also. So he sent me that selfie photo also, which I shared with you all. That is experience. That is my experience latest to Mehrabad. It is my 48th visit to Mehrabad, sir. Thank you. Jai Baba.
Thank you, sir. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
I would like to share something that happened here at our center this morning. The thing is, as you all might know, we have bought the premises next door through someone's great donation. And we are just whitewashing and fixing the lights and all, so that for Baba's birthday, there will be more accommodation for people to sit. So whilst all these things was going on, I met this gentleman. His name is Satish Rane. He works in some office further down. आप वहाँ काम करते हैं ना? And he had an amazing story of how he got attracted to Meher Baba. Fortunately, he's right here with us just now. So I'd like to put him on and for all of us to listen as to how Baba chooses the people whom he wants to choose. So, all yours, sir.
Jai Meher Baba. I am Satish myself. I am working with Avnish Jadhav and company is next to the Baba's ashram. And actually, last month I had got one kind of experience. It was a totally different experience. Actually, our office is next to Baba's ashram in this, yeah, in Baba's center, yeah. The thing is that actually last month around 3 o'clock, actually means I was just taking my lunch and came out because of some work. That time I had means some kind of fragrance I was experiencing of rose. I thought actually already the means Baba's hall is closed. How this fragrance is coming? I had not got the idea regarding the same. So I just confirmed with one of the devotee of Baba. He told that it is a very good experience that you have got. Generally, rarely means they are getting such kind of experience, but actually Baba is here. That means in this hall and everywhere he is here. That experience I means I got that much only. Thank you, sir.
Jai Baba. Anybody wants to ask any questions to this young man? Baba has his own way of letting people feel his presence, sometimes through this beautiful fragrance of roses, as this man experienced. The door was shut, center was closed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The flowers were dried up. There was no way there was no source of rose ki khushboo aane ki, except for him. And what I feel is कि अगर तुम्हारी किस्मत में है, if you are destined for it, someday, somehow, the Lord will get you. And that is a very simple way of Baba's work. He doesn't perform big miracles and this and that. He just works through your inner heart. तुम्हारे हृदय में वो वास करते हैं. He just enters into your heart and he works from there on. In his own way, he rewards people in their own uh, capabilities, and life goes on. What I'm trying to say is that in all these years of my life, I repeat, in all these years of my life, I've never understood what Meher Baba really is. I keep saying Meher Baba is God, but I do not know what God is. His magnitude, his greatness, his ever encompassing presence, we can never fathom, we can never ever understand all these things. हम वो समझ ही नहीं सकते. We are still just groping in the dark as far as I'm concerned. And once in a while, somebody like this, Mr. Satish Rane, walks in and he says, Are Baba, I got such beautiful fragrance. And I say to myself, Baba, आपकी झलक, very few can see your झलक. Very few. Bombay is a huge city. We are right in the center of Mumbai, central Bombay, कह सकते हैं. And yet, there are just this few chosen ones who are here. बाकी के सब लोग नीचे ऊपर जाते रहते हैं. People haven't heard of him. People who have heard of him, they don't want to believe him. जो भी है, जो भी है. हर एक क्या वक्त आने पर उसकी घंटी बजेगी. Baba had said, I've set an alarm clock for everyone. And whenever that rings, they will come running to me. So this is what has happened to our friend here. And I'm so very proud and happy कि in so many years of this center's existence, कोई एक ना एक बंदा खड़ा हो के बोला कि हाँ भाई मुझे ये मेहर बाबा की कुछ प्रेजेंस का पता चला. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर एंड जय बाबा. बैठना है तो बैठिए. हाँ, meditation. He wants to sit and meditate. He doesn't like my barbar. So it's okay. Jai Baba. Okay. I'd like to. Jimmy Khan, do you want to say anything? Okay. I'd like to narrate a small story. There was this perfect master who had a very indisciplined kind of a disciple, someone like me, who was very impatient with him. And after spending many years, the man one day goes up to the master and says, "Ke bhai, I've spent so many years of my life with you, magar I don't know if I have achieved anything. So what do you think? I mean, can you give me God or whatever you promised? Or is it just a waste of time? I really don't know." So the master smiled and he said, "By and by, I will let you experience of what you have gained by staying with me. हमारे साथ रह के तुम्हें क्या मिला है." A few days pass by. One day, the master calls him and says कि ये रास्ते में जाओ, वहां पे एक झाड़ होगा. There will be a tree. वो झाड़ के नीचे you will find a fresh cow dung. गाय का जो डंग होता है वो तुम्हें दिखेगा. वो खाली देखो और देख के वापस आ जाओ. This man felt very strange कि साला after all these years my master tells me to go to this particular tree and look at the cow dung and come back. He couldn't understand much, but he said, "Anyway, I'll do it since he has told me to." So he goes. And in that cow dung, he sees a worm, a kida. The worm is struggling to come out of that cow dung. And the minute this man's eyes fell on that worm, the worm died. The man just noticed it and he thought it's a coincidence, whatever, whatever. And he comes back. The Guruji asked him, the perfect master asked him, "What did you see?" And he said, "Nothing great. It was just this cow dung and उसमें से क्या हुआ? I saw a worm come out and the minute I looked at him, the poor fellow died." I said, "Oh, very good. Have patience. You will learn more. Have patience." After a few days, again the master calls him and says, "Go back to that same tree And over there is a couple of parrots who have built their nest over there. And they have given birth to a young one of a parrot. Try and look at that parrot and their beauty and come back. So this man, again, out of sheer, he knows it's not going to get him anywhere, but Abhi, so for so many years he spent here, he said, might as well have one more experience. He goes to the forest under that particular tree, and sure enough, he spots that nest, and there are this male and female parrot sitting and feeding the little newborn baby. The minute this man's eyes fall on this baby, the baby dies. The parrot's baby dies. Now, this man is scared. He said, what kind of a devil resides in me that whenever I concentrate on someone और उसके सामने नजर मिलाता हूँ तो वो मर जाता है. So he comes running to the master and he says, this is something very peculiar. ये मेरे को I can't seem to understand and tolerate any of this. So the master says, have patience, धीरज रखिए. आगे आगे तुम्हें सब कुछ समझ जाएगा कि यहाँ रहने से तुम्हें क्या फायदा हुआ है. What have you achieved by staying here for so many years? It so happens that after a few days, the king of that area, the kingdom, he sends his men inviting that Guruji to bless his newborn baby boy, because this was a very revered, perfect master. The king thought that it would be nice if the Guruji came and blessed my prince or the heir to be. So the Guruji accepted the invitation, and he said, okay, but unfortunately, I'm a bit busy on that particular day, but मैं किसी न किसी को भेज दूंगा. I'll send someone as my representative, and he will do the needful for the king. So the day is fixed and all. And sure enough, Guruji picks on this fellow again. He says, I would like you to go and represent me. Go see that child, the newborn baby, bless him, and come back. And the king will be happy, and there will be a feasting. To thoda sa aaram se kha pee ke enjoy yourself, and then come back here. So this man agrees, and he goes. Whilst he is going there, he suddenly remembers कि Baba, I have this problem कि wherever my eyes fall on that particular creature, that creature dies. So what if something happens to that newborn prince? The king will kill me. He will have me beheaded. Anyway, वो डर के very frightfully, he goes into the king's darbar. And the king is very happy. Oh, the Guruji has sent his prime disciple to come and bless my son and this and that and all that. This fellow is vamping. The king escorts him to the queen's room, and there in that beautifully decorated cradle is that little infant. So the king says, Maharaja, Maharaj, please come and bless this thing. This fellow is very scared. He goes there and from far, a little distance, without looking, he just utters some blessings and he says, may God keep you happy, bless you, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And he takes an about turn and he wants to vanish from there before anything happens. And suddenly, lo, behold, that infant from that cradle sits up and starts talking. The infant says, Sir, why aren't you looking at me today? Why are you shying away? This is not your blessing. So that man is astonished and he says, Ye kya ho gaya hai? So then that little infant bacha keeps talking and he says, in my 2 previous births, मेरे 2 जन्मों पहले मैं एक कीड़ा था, I was a worm. और जैसे ही आपकी नजर मुझ पे पड़ी तो मैं वहां से मुक्ति लेके ये पोपट का बच्चा बन गया. फिर वहां पे over there your eyes fell again on my little body of a parrot's baby and I died. You got scared that I died. But do you know that after that death, today I am reborn here as a prince. मैं यहाँ पे एक राजकुमार बन के आया हूँ. मैं कितना भाग्यशाली हूँ. I am so fortunate कि आपकी एक नजर से मेरे कितने जन्मों जन्म कट के आज मैं यहाँ तक पहुंचा हूँ. प्लीज आप एक फेवर कीजिए मुझ पे, एक एहसान कीजिए. प्लीज डू मी वन फेवर and cast your nazar on me. Don't shy away and go away so that I can get mukti from all this life and births of this cycles of humanity. This is when that disciple realized what he had gained by staying in this master's company. My dear friends, our Meher Baba works silently through us. Sometimes we get this kira in our head, ke what have I achieved by following this Meher Baba? My dear friends, this is the answer. We do not know what we have gained. We really don't know what we have gained. Only He knows it. And His game is so beautiful. His game is so beautiful. He will not let us realize what we have achieved spiritually and where we are in this. He's put a veil, पर्दा जिसको कहते हैं, हमारी आंखों पे पर्दा रख दिया है ताकि हम हमारे जो भी जीवन में जैसा भी जीते हैं, we go along in our day-to-day life without realizing what we have gained. Only when the end comes, that veil is removed. And we become one with him. This is what he meant by saying, remember me during my last breath. It's his promise. There are 5 minutes more, so I will narrate another small story I had heard from Era Jasawala. And since Anthony Bongiorno is of a Roman Catholic background, this might appeal more to him. I'll say it anyways. There was this small village in Rome, in Italy, and there was a nice family, Italian family, God-fearing as they call them. And to them was born a young boy whom they named Peter. Every Sunday, the parents would go for the mass and they would try and take the little boy, but the boy was not interested in going to the church at all. But being a very little fellow, he was forced into it. If parents thought okay, maybe he will get grilled and join in. But the boy had a mind of his own. As he grew up, he didn't, when he was passing by the church, all that he did was he would stop by, look at the church's entrance and say, Jesus, here's Peter. He pays respects and go carry on and do his work. The boy grows up, he starts to work. Also, when he's passing by on his bicycle now, he stops by the church, removes his cap and pays his respects and says, Jesus, here's Peter. Doesn't pray, doesn't go to church, nothing. Leads a very simple, honest life and has this innermost love for Jesus. And once in a day, he goes and pays his respects to Jesus. Time goes on. Peter becomes an old man. And he had his few Buddha friends who kept telling him, okay, you have never been to church in all these years. Try and do something now in your old age because you don't know when you'd be called and then your soul will be in trouble and blah, 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 blah. Peter said, no, I have not done all this for all my life. I'm not going to do it now at this stage. Then Peter falls very ill and he is almost breathing his last. And the friends and the family call a priest and they tell the priest to perform prayers so that there will be redemption for his soul, etc., etc. And Peter is not paying any attention to any of this. As he was breathing his last, उसका आखिर दम जब चल रहा था, suddenly one of the glass of the window shatters और आवाज आती है, Peter, here is Jesus. The Lord himself came to receive him. This is what Baba wants us to do. He doesn't want us to wear saffron colored robes and run to Himalayas and wear langoti and do penance and this and that and all that nonsense. He doesn't want us to do that. He wants us to be in this world, lead the family life, go through all the rigmaroles of the family life, the children, the illness, the sickness, the happiness, everything at the back of our mind, just keep remembering him, so that when our last end comes, when it is time to breathe our last, he will come and redeem our soul. This is Baba's exact way of working. एक minute. Surti, even a pasada. Apo biji apo. See Baba's way of working. It is exactly 1900 hours, 1901, which is 7 o'clock. And our session ends with just this beautiful narration story about Peter. Here is Jesus. When our end comes, I'm sure he will be there to receive us with his open arms. We keep saying in our prayer, beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more. And that's what we're supposed to do. Love him more and more till we become worthy of union with him. उनके साथ एक हो जाने की union, until we become worthy. And hold on to his daman, unki daman pakde rehna, which means cling on to his fold, remain in his fold until the very end. The very end is not the end of just this life. The very end is when you get merged in him, in whichever lifetimes that you are destined to do it. But we have to cling on to his Dharma. May we all be blessed and may Baba see us all through the various sadness, illnesses, all kinds of things. And another very last thing that I would like to say is at this center, at this very center, this Baba's picture that we have here is not just a picture. He is very much present. His presence is very much felt. And those who have their senses developed, like this gentleman, jo the abhi, Satish Rane, who whilst passing by could get this fragrance, etc., etc., is nothing else but his presence. So, my friends, if you think by sitting at home on an easy chair and by logging in and watching Baba's programs, who wants to travel so far and come to the center and this, that, and the other? If you feel happy with that, so be it. But take the trouble to come to the center and feel his presence. Because it is just so. I cannot say anything more. I don't know how to describe it, but it is just so. Perhaps if you are very advanced and you can see him anywhere and everywhere and at home and all that, then good luck to you. But for idiots like me, who long to be here in his company, I find my solace when I come here. I get drowned in his lake of love and I come out refreshed. All the problems of the worldly day-to-day life of mine, they all get dissolved the minute I bow my head at his feet. He takes away all my problems and gives me, it's like charging your mobile battery. When it is run down, I come here and get my batteries recharged. That's simple as that. His birthday is drawing nearer. What I feel is Zoroaster came, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, they all came. Sam Patel has remained the same. Only this Meher Baba has been kind enough to take me in his fold. Whatever be my shortcomings, he has never ignored me ever. He has never let me down ever. And one last thing I will say from my own experience. Nobody, but nobody in this entire world can love me as he loves me. And this is a fact of my life. Thank you, everybody. If anybody wants to say anything or comment on anything, please go ahead and say so. Anybody wants to talk or say anything? It's time for prayer and Aarti. Okay. So let's bring a closure to this session. We shall now do the prayer and then sing Bujavenar and the other Aartis. And then when we depart taking him as our companion. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Kenton, do the prayers. Bujavenar कौन कर सकता है? Bujavenar and fine. चलो. चलो.
अवतार अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। हे परवरदिगार, सबके राखनहार और सबकी रक्षा करने वाले, तुम्हारा कोई आदि नहीं है और न तुम्हारा कोई अंत है। तुम अद्वैत हो, तुम तुलना से परे हो और तुम्हारा पार कोई नहीं पा सकता है। तुम्हारा कोई रंग और कोई रूप नहीं है। तुम अविभाव से रहित हो और तुम गुणान्वित हो। तुम अपार हो और अगाध हो, कल्पना और धारणा से परे हो, शाश्वत और अनश्वर हो। तुम अखंडीय हो और दिव्य नेत्रों के सिवाय और किसी भी प्रकार से तुम्हें कोई नहीं देख सकता है। तुम्हारा अस्तित्व सदैव था, तुम सदैव रहते हो और तुम सदैव रहोगे। तुम सर्वत्र हो, तुम हर वस्तु में हो और तुम हर जगह से परे तथा हर वस्तु से परे भी हो। तुम आकाश में हो और पाताल में हो। तुम व्यक्त हो और अव्यक्त हो। तुम सब लोगों पर हो और समस्त लोगों से परे भी हो। तुम तीनों भुवनों में हो और तीनों भुवनों से परे भी हो। तुम अगोचर हो और स्वतंत्र हो। तुम सृष्टि के रचने वाले हो, स्वामियों के स्वामी हो, समस्त मनों और हृदयों के ज्ञाता हो। तुम सर्वशक्तिमान हो और सर्वव्यापी हो। तुम अनंत ज्ञान हो, अनंत शक्ति हो और अनंत आनंद हो। तुम ज्ञान के महासागर हो, सर्वज्ञ हो, अनंत ज्ञान रखने वाले हो। तुम भूत, वर्तमान और भविष्य के ज्ञाता हो और तुम स्वयं ज्ञान हो। तुम पूर्ण दयामय हो और सदैव परोपकारी हो। तुम आत्माओं की आत्मा हो और अनंत गुणों से संपूर्ण एक परमात्मा हो। तुम सत्य, ज्ञान और परमानंद की त्रिमूर्ति हो। तुम सत्य के मूल हो, प्रेम के महासागर हो। तुम सनातन सत्ता हो, ऊंचों में सबसे ऊंचे हो। तुम प्रभु और परमेश्वर हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म हो और परात्परी पर ब्रह्म भी हो। तुम पर ब्रह्म परमात्मा हो, अल्लाह हो, इलाही हो, यजदान हो और मज्द हो और प्रियतम ईश्वर हो। तुम्हारा नाम यजत अथा एकमात्र पूज्य है। हे असीम दया के निधि प्रभुराज, हम अपने सब पापों के लिए पश्चाताप करते हैं। विचार के लिए जो असत्य, अनुचित या गंदा था, हर एक बोले हुए शब्द के लिए जिसे बोलना हमें उचित न था, और हर एक कर्म के लिए जिसे करना हमें उचित न था। स्वार्थ से प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए तथा द्वेष प्रेरित हर एक कर्म, शब्द और विचार के लिए हम पश्चाताप करते हैं। विशेषकर हर एक कामुक विचार तथा क्रिया के लिए, ऐसे हर एक वचन के लिए जिसको हमने पूरा नहीं किया, और सभी निंदा, पाखंड, दंभ या लोगों के पीछे उनके दोष बताने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। और खासकर दूसरों का नाश करने वाले हर एक कर्म के लिए, दूसरों को दुख देने वाले हर एक शब्द तथा कर्म के लिए, तथा दूसरों पर दुख गिरने की इच्छा करने के लिए हम अनुताप करते हैं। हे प्रभुराज, आप हम पर असीम दया करके हमारे किए हुए पापों को क्षमा कीजिए, और वैसे ही आपकी मर्जी के अनुसार विचार करने में, बोलने में तथा कार्य करने में जो हमारी असमर्थता सदा रहती आई है, उसको भी क्षमा कीजिए। यही हमारी आपसे प्रार्थना है। प्रियतम परमात्मा, हमारी ऐसी सहायता करो कि हम तुमसे अधिक का अधिक प्रेम करें, और अधिक और अधिक, और फिर भी उससे भी अधिक प्रेम करें, जब तक कि हम तुझ में मिलकर एक हो जाने के पात्र बन जाए। और तुम हम सब की ऐसी सहायता करो कि हम अंत अंत तक प्रियतम बाबा का दामन दृढ़ता से पकड़े रहे। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
बुझावे नार जहलतनी, एकर कुदरत ने फरमातू। छेलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे मातू। अयामुर शद मेहर बाबा, चरण पर तुझ ना धरिए सर। खुदाना जात थी वाके फथई बैर, थो मेहर बातू। तुझे माँ लेख हकीकत नो, तू आशिक दीने तू छे दरियाए वहदत मारिफत नो होई तूफान तू हमोर रब ने सालिक बख्शे ज्ञान सदनो के तू पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छेने मुख तारे फातू खुदाना प्रेम नो प्यालो पिलावी मस्त हमने कर छे तुझ पर जान सदके साकिया पी दे पैमा तू हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदा है मेहर बाबा छेनी के बातू हमारा ना खुदा ए मेहर बाबा छेनी के बातू बुझावे नार सहलतनी एकर कुदरत ने फरमातू छेलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे मातू अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
O glorious eternal ancient one, your face is a bright transcendental sun. Light in this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart meher I give to you to keep. Creator yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Who through compassion the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me on to death. Unless you who are infinitely kind break the wheels up which is conditioned mine. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining art. You are myself, I sing to you in praise and beg your love to bear me through the days. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Beloved Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you, Baba. Yes.
Baba, today we request you to please look after that little 6-year-old boy who has come here for treatment from Junagadh. There may be thousands of kids suffering all around. Please be kind to them. And this boy especially, because we have introduced him to you. Keep your nazar on him. Thank you, Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.